Hello, I'm Roisin, owner and clinical lead at Allure Aesthetics. You are listening to Allure Unmasked, where we uncover the world of aesthetics, the good, the bad and the ugly. If you're interested in the world of aesthetics and the aging process and how we can help you feel and look your best internally and externally, then you're in the right place. Hello everybody and welcome to our first ever podcast. It's our first episode of Allure Unmasked. I'm Roisin. Those of you who don't know me, I am the owner and clinical lead at Allure Aesthetics, and today we are joined by our team, Stacey and Sophie. This is not Stacey, this is Sophie.
This is Stacey. This everyone gets confused.
Stacey, Sophie, Stacey.
Stacey's mum. But anywho, before we go off already, I am Roisin. I am a registered nurse and independent nurse prescriber, and I have been nursing for 15 years now. And I was thinking about this the other day when I said it out loud. It makes you sound old, doesn't it?
That is a long time.
Super
15
old.
years. So
15.
qualified in 2012, and then I've been working within aesthetics since 2012 and full time since 2017 when I opened my first clinic in Abergavenny. So Stacey started working for Allure 4 years ago, and Sophie 2 years ago. Is that correct?
It is.
So I will let Sophie and Stacey introduce themselves, give a little bit of background, and then we're just going to explain to you about the reasons why we have started this podcast. So,
I'm Sophie. I have been at Allure Aesthetics now for 2 years. I've actually been in the beauty industry for around about 13 years, I would say. After college, I went into the retail side of beauty, which I enjoyed, but I wanted to go through a different avenue then. I wanted to come into this
Different
kind of
route.
more hands-on. Yes, after I had my daughter, I just fancied to change.
after I had my daughter, I thought I need to get out of this house.
After I just say I need to be out of the house longer. No, I just wanted a different career change.
Okay,
I love it.
Career path.
And Stacey, you've been working within aesthetics for quite a
about
long
12
time.
years now. Used to do mainly laser hair removal, tattoo removal, do it here as well. A lot of people don't know that I came here for some Botox, and this is how I ended up with the job.
Do you want to expand on that, Stacey?
No, I don't. No.
Stacey's just dropped herself in it then.
I came in for some Botox, and then I messaged Rosh because I thought, I really like this clinic and it's very close to me and they do everything that I do. And I said, you guys got any jobs? Just when Kath was here. And Roisin obviously loved me so much that she gave me a job.
Honestly, no, I do remember, and obviously how Kath just messaged me actually. But so I remember Kath saying, you know that girl that came in the other week who works with aesthetics? She said
Very
she's
professional girl.
asked for a job. And I was like, we haven't got any jobs at the minute. I really liked her though. Let's make a job. Let's get her a job.
Make a job. So kind. Thank you.
And do you know what drew me to you though is the way you spoke about where you worked then. You spoke about it so highly that I thought it was your own business. Honest to God. And so
I'm the
that showed
manager.
to me what
No,
type of person you was. You're the manager here too.
And management.
But no, that showed what type of person you was, and I thought, no, I really liked her. Like, I just tell you, ethics and everything was really right. And I think within this industry, it's quite difficult to find people quite like-minded with myself who carries a way where we are very ethical people, very down-to-earth, normal people, and doing things for the right reasons. Which brings us on to the reason why I'm actually starting this podcast. And I feel that within the industry and within, obviously, our clinic, I've always really struggled to get across on social media what type of people we are and what type of clinic we have. I think with the outside world looking into the world of aesthetics, they believe that everybody's probably the same, or all clinics the same, we all do the same things. We're basically here plumping up lips and freezing faces, and that's what we do day in and day out, which is the complete opposite of what we do here. And I think that we really struggle to get that across on our social media without rambling on all the time, because we know that us three, we do like to talk a lot. So having a podcast I thought was perfect, that we can be able to, people who do want to listening to us and be able to learn a little bit more about aesthetics, they got a choice to be able to listen in and for half hour at a time, instead of just having like 60 seconds on like Instagram, where we're trying to get some information
reels.
to you,
Ramble
but we're trying to get the main points across on Instagram quite quickly, that people still don't understand what we do. So for example, like when we're talking about treatments, we have so many patients coming in who say, I'm just so confused, I don't know what to have done. Everything is claiming to do X, Y and Z, like fine lines and wrinkles, pigmentation, sun damage. The majority of skin treatments that we do all treat the same things, but what patients don't understand is that they treat them in different ways and at different depths and with different downtimes and how quick they can be treated, those type of things. So we thought that being able to start a podcast, we could use this to be able to explain more in depth, but a very patient friendly way, for you guys to completely understand the different treatments that we offer at Allure, and how they all work with each other, or what ones work best for certain patients.
Like more education for people.
Basically educational information. And also then the main reason for doing this was to be able to, the name that we've chosen is Allure Unmasked, and I thought, and it was recommended by one of our followers, which was great, and I thought, do you know what, I love that name, and it's basically like us taking off our masks, able to talk
a professional
about
mask.
Talking freely about what we want to talk about.
And I think for years and years I've always shied away from speaking on social media, and anybody I've worked with, like marketing agencies and things like that, they always say to me, Rosh, you need to be on socials more. Like, people want to see you more and be able to know who's behind the business, and like the way you speak and your ethics with things, like that doesn't come across. And I go, I know, because people don't want to hear me rambling on for ages, and I find it hard just talking on social media. But I'm a lot more confident now than what I was years ago, though, and I feel that years ago I felt very judged, and it's not that I don't feel judged now, but I've started to think, well, I don't really care what people think of my opinions anymore. And I think that because I feel that maybe I'm not, I don't know, I don't speak as well as somebody else, I have dyslexia, ADHD, those type of things that affect the way I talk.
You had a bullet in your head, really, don't you?
Yeah. But and that's the reason, though, why for years I thought, I don't want to say anything, I don't feel like I speak as well as somebody else, or if I say something that's not quite right, because I will say things wrong quite a lot of the times, I just don't want to feel judged by people. But I think, do you know what, I am who I am.
Just say what you want to say.
And if you don't like it, then that's fine. But a lot of people, they like the madness, so it's great. So we're going to bring you a new podcast with lots of madness, lots of information, and basically talk to you about the world of aesthetics in a different light. Most clinics are out there to be able to do those things where they are plumping up the lips, freezing the faces, person's coming through the doors like conveyor belt, hi, what do you want to have done? Yeah, no problem, here's your money, take your money, thank you, bye. And that's just not how we work. As a nurse, I really strongly carry my ethics with me, and the way I run the clinic and is trying to teach the girls is like I bring my nursing background into the clinic, and the way I treat my patients is a full assessment process where I'm going through the whole patient journey for a holistic approach to make sure that we get the best treatment outcome for our patients in a very natural way. Lots of patients and lots of clinics and practitioners claim to give natural enhancements, and then you look at their page and you think,
it says otherwise, doesn't it?
They got a jawline that cut a lemon.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a new one, sis.
That is a good one.
But so we wanted to be able to basically use this podcast to be able to educate patients, to try and steer them away from having Botox, toxin, anti-wrinkle injections and dermal fillers as much as they are, and having them too soon. Like, we know that in other clinics there's young girls and men, and the majority of our patients are women still at the moment, but there is lots of men coming through as well. We had people message us even before the 18th birthday, didn't we? We had people like 16, 17 messaging to have treatments done, and I just think it's so sad. So we're just trying to educate patients to not go down that route of having Botox and fillers done so soon, and basically be influenced by social media, and looking at all these pictures of people who they perceive is the perfect look, of all these celebrities who, like you said, have all the chiseled jawlines, the Tinkerbell lift nose, the big plumped up lips, because I think that it's very sad that that these younger people can achieve those results now, and then look lovely in their however they feel that they want to look in that certain generation. However, they're already trying to change themselves at such a young age and stop aging, and having like Botox and things very, very young. I just think, how are they going to be like in 10, 15, 20 years? Like, when they start to age, the mental health impact it's going to have on them is going to be
definitely
awful.
Awful.
And it's not just for the younger generation.
It's already affecting them now, isn't it?
That's what I mean. Like,
and they're not even aging, really.
We had the 24-year-old in who's already had Botox elsewhere coming in to have Botox with me, and she didn't have a line on her face.
No.
And I said, can I understand why you want to have Botox and things? She went, I just thought it's preventative, I need to have preventive Botox. I said, you don't need to have preventive Botox. This is a marketing strategy basically to bring more clients in for businesses to make more money. And is it you trying to stop age at the age of 24 is just, we should embrace aging and be
you can't stop it, can you?
That we're aging as well, and be able to obviously slow down the aging process, fine. Obviously we all want to look as good as we can. Obviously we've all had Botox,
look the best,
we've all had some fillers and skin treatments, all those things. We're not shy of that at all, but we do it in a way where we don't overuse natural approach to aesthetics. And even with myself, I've over the years, and the way I'm very strong about these, obviously you know this anyway, and you guys will get to know this a lot more when I'm speaking on the podcast, I am very passionate about aesthetics and the way of protecting the vulnerable people coming through these doors who are very unhappy with themselves, because I think sometimes these treatments can make people feel more unhappy with themselves. So we need to be very mindful of how we treat people and making sure that we keep them within their natural age. Obviously, people want to look about 10 years younger usually, especially when they're older, which is fine. We can work with that. That's the happy medium. I know that sounds like a lot at the moment, 10 years younger.
Yeah.
For us, that would be a lot for our age. But when you have 50, 60, 70-year-olds who want to look 10 years younger, that's completely achievable. But there's people who have too much and they look very alienized and just look completely out the normal.
But that filter on Instagram, I saw a thing on Facebook a couple of weeks ago, and it was saying everyone making fun of Pete Burns. I know everyone's starting to look like Pete Burns.
Yeah. It's awful
true.
though, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's people get filler blindness, see, and like I was saying with myself, like I look sometimes like, oh, I can see my fat pad depleting you a little bit, oh, I could do a little bit more, and I think, oh no, Roisin,
leave it,
rein it in, because I can't just chase that fat pad for how long? Because then if I start doing that, I'm just going to end up having more fuller cheeks. My cheeks are going to get bigger, my eyes are going to get smaller, I start to look puffy. So
they start getting all sunken in then, don't they?
But you need to, this is what we need to do, we need to accept parts of the aging process, obviously enhance areas to make things look better, but we need to go down the route of having more skin-based treatments first and not be having all of these other treatments such Botox and fillers first. So we're trying to use this podcast to be able to educate patients better, so not always go straight to the machines, but those type of treatments first,
non-invasive
just to help
treatments.
stimulate the elastin and collagen, to help the aging process in a more natural way, to prevent the use of Botox and fillers too soon.
Because that's preventative. Those kind of treatments are preventative treatments before you go down the route then of injectables, then, let's say.
And the problem is that obviously all these people, like the old school way of doing things was Botox and fillers, and a lot of people come through the door, they don't realise there's other options, other treatments for them.
They just think that's the first thing that they go for, and they just walk in and say that's what I want done.
People have been having these done now for 10, 15, 20 years, and people are coming through the door, and even with my patients, I know I've been doing this for 12 years now, and some of my patients have been with me for the last 10 years. They're coming through the doors, and obviously I've treated them with fillers over the years, and they're coming through and they're like, Rosh, I just need this lifted a little bit more. I understand what you're saying, I understand your concern. However, if we add any more filler in that area, you're going to look weird. It's going to look like out of your natural proportion. It's going to look like you've had work done, and it's not going to look nice. And it's really difficult. I'm a lot more confident now to say to my patients, like, I'm not doing that. And you know, sometimes our patients do go elsewhere because they're not happy with the fact that I won't treat them, and I try to educate them to say, listen, you're aging now. I can't give you the same result as I gave you 10 years ago. And if practitioners continue to do what they're doing at the moment, and they give everybody the perfect result each time with Botox and fillers, that patient is going to chase that result ongoing, always. And if they're starting now at 20, what are they going to be like 30, 40? The mental health and the way people are going to be walking around is going to be, it's going to be so sad. And I think that obviously I've always had this ethics anyway, but I think since having obviously children, and we know we're all mums here, we've all got girls. So obviously I've got two girls, Sophie and Stacey have got one each. And it's about protecting them to make sure that they don't fall into this, you know, into this social media thing where they think they need to look a certain way to fit into society. And I think it's just so sad, and just be able to protect
social
those people.
Media is...
It is social media.
It is
awful.
People need to take it with a pinch of
salt. It's social media, and it's also patient education, and it's also the practitioner. So many practitioners are out there who are just greedy. They're just completely business orientated, where they think about, you know, money. And I think with me, I always struggle with business. I'm not a very good businesswoman. And I didn't go into business. And this is something we'll talk in podcasts as well. You know, we can talk about patient education. We'll have some fun podcasts around different things. Business education, not really with me educating you on business, but talking about how I run a business and how my morals affect my business. Because I'm turning people away a few times a week. And that's wasted time in my diary, wasted money, but I know that I can sleep at night, and I've just protected somebody's mental health. So as a nurse, I carry that. It's more important to me than making, you know, some money. Like, I just think that I will be a better person. And even though my business might be slower taking off than somebody else who just does this day and down and just literally plumps people's faces full of filler, in 10, 15 years, when the world sees what's going on and they become very unhappy, that's when we'll probably pick up. So we got in about 10, 15 years, girls.
Doing lots of dissolving.
Like taking right off.
But
it's a short-term gain.
But this is us being able to have a different platform to be able to get who we are across, get about what the clinic is about, talk about the treatments that we offer here, how they work combined with other treatments, skincare products. We want to be able to have some health professionals come on to talk about different things, some patients. We got some to do with menopause. We've got a patient who's come in already. We've filmed one of her episodes regarding how menopause is affecting her. I know a lot of our patients are either perimenopausal or menopausal, so having that education is really helping those. Diet, how that affects our skin, and those type of things, collagen supplements, and do they really work?
Bit
What
of
else have we
myth-busting.
had so far? Oh, we've got a teacher coming in next week, which I'm really excited about.
Oh.
Because, well, I don't know what we're going to talk about really, but she obviously works with those vulnerable people who are in that age range or already perceiving the need to, and I wanted to know how it's affecting them. And so I was speaking to her about it briefly about a year ago now, and she said, oh, funny enough, I've just put an assignment out on this to see how they feel social media's affecting them.
That's cool.
So I don't know the...
Hopefully she's done it.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
She's got like 11-year-olds using retinol.
Oh, it's bizarre.
Blows my mind. I don't even use retinol.
But no, so I don't know whether I covered everything, because you'll notice this, we'll just go off on complete and utter rants about everything.
Yeah.
But this podcast is to be able to have fun and to educate you guys and for you to get involved as well. So if you have anything that you think, oh, I'd like to know more about that, or I'd like them to discuss this, let us know. Pop a comment in the box or whatever it is in these technical things.
Like,
Suggestion box.
subscribe.
And yeah, we can hopefully get involved with all these different things that you want us to talk about and be able just to have some fun with this and hopefully educate you to be able to understand the world of aesthetics in a better way and understand how we run a clinic and what we do here and the type of treatments that we recommend you to have, and stop you having Botox and fillers too soon. And I know some people I've spoken to about doing this podcast who are business people, and they go, why are you telling people to stop having Botox and fillers? That's your business. I'm not telling them to stop having Botox and fillers. I'm telling them to slow down the use of it and to have other skin treatments to help the skin.
It's like what sun damage does.
Yeah.
I think we're in like a generation now though where it's talked about more and the importance of SPF. So I suppose in a way, even though all these younger girls shouldn't be using all this kind of skincare, it's educating them about how dangerous the sun is and the damage it can do to your skin and obviously how it ages you. So I feel like there'll be a new generation of people that will just be completely out of the sun.
Yeah.
Which will be good in regards to the skin. But they're still going to be sucked into the world of thinking they need to change everything.
Yeah, of course.
And they're still going to have that at the moment. Okay, what you're doing now is okay in small doses now, but it's going to have a big knock-on effect in the future. So, yes, anything you want us to talk about, let us know. Anything you feel like I haven't said, girls?
No, I think that's covered it perfectly.
So hopefully you've got a bit of an understanding what this podcast is going to be about, and we hope to have you all listen to us again very, very soon.
Yes.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Done.
Lovely.
Finito.